Hey, today I want to show you the hardest Beatles bass line. I'll see you inside the video. Hey, it's James here from eBassGuitar, and those of you who have followed the eBassGuitar YouTube channel for a while will know that I am a massive Paul McCartney / Beatles fan. Now, McCartney is world renowned for his incredible melodic bass lines. Very few bass players touch him in this respect, but there's one thing that he's also no slouch at, and that is speed and technique. And there's one bass line which really is quite a workout, and that is I Saw Her Standing There. Now, one of the things I do with my students is I like to use this bass line as a pivot, shall we say, to starting to improve their speed, accuracy, and dexterity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you this bass line today. Then I'm going to show you how you can develop it into a real workout. Now, before we get going, I want you to know there's a completely free PDF which comes with this lesson, which will show you everything we're discussing today, written out in standard notation and tap. So the first of our three examples today, we're going to learn the original bass line to I Saw Her Standing There, then superimpose it across the chord sequence to the verse. Now, the reason this is a great bass line to learn is because it uses the one finger per fret technique with your fretting hand, and also uses lots of eighth notes using the first and second fingers, or if you're a pick player, up and down strokes with your plucking hand. So let's look at this first riff. So we start off with two E eighth notes, 7th fret A string, and then go to the G sharp on the D string, and then back to the E. So these are the first four notes. And then we play a quarter note short on the B using our fourth finger on the D string like so. And then we go to the A and then the G sharp like that. So to play that all together. Now that is quite a tricky thing to play at speed. So what I want you to do is take that riff apart slowly and just work it up, crucially making sure you're keeping that left hand or fretting hand shape. So the next thing is to put this across the chord sequence. So the riff I've taught you is 1 bar long, so we've got 2 bars of E7 to begin with, so we play the riff twice. Then we go to an A chord, so we take our second finger and place it at the 5th fret on the E string over the A note. Play the same pattern like that using one finger per fret. Then back to the E for 1 bar, and then we play the E twice more. Then we jump down and then play it over a B7 chord for 2 bars, and we get the B at the 7th fret on the E string. Now at this point in the sequence, I want you to break out of the riff and just play quarter notes. So we're going to play 4 E's, then we go to the G sharp, and then to the A, and then the C. Now the reason this is great, and it's 100% real world, is it because it gives us a little bit of a chance to rest and recover. And this is what you naturally get in music all of the time. It's very, very rare that you just get a technical exercise that just keeps plowing forward in music. Now to finish off the 16 bar chord sequence, what I want you to do is play 1 bar of E using that riff, then to a bar of B7, and then 2 bars of E7 to finish the chord sequence off. So what I want to do is demonstrate this riff and the whole of the chord sequence in context. So it's time to develop that bass line to give the fretting hand even more of a workout. And what we're going to do now is we're going to play eighth notes throughout the whole of the bar. We're going to add in 1 8th note to the original Paul McCartney riff. So the first 4 notes, or 5 notes even, stay exactly the same. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bounce back to the E here on beat 3 and and then we're going to go to the A, G sharp like that. But this puts something quite tricky technically into this. What I want you to do is bar over with the second finger like that. This will take some real dexterity to get down. So to play it slowly, it sounds like this. And what we're doing all of the time there is maintaining that one finger per fret technique. So once you've got that down slowly, get it up to tempo, then put it across the chord sequence. This is what it sounds like. Now, just a quick tip, if you're finding it hard to do that bar with the second finger, one little hack you could do is play the last A with your third finger like that. So what you could do is 2, 4, then 3, 1 like that, by kind of cramping your hand up a little bit like that. It will work, but what I encourage you to do is try and get that bar down, because it will push your technique that little bit harder. So guys, we're halfway through today's lesson. If you're enjoying it, please make sure you like and subscribe to the eBassGuitar YouTube channel, because we release a lesson every single week designed especially for beginner to intermediate bass players who want to take their bass playing to that advanced level. There is a red button somewhere around this video. So the great thing is, once you've got this basic concept down, there are so many riffs you could use to really start pushing your technique. So I want to show you one that I show loads of my students, and this is adding in a kind of rock and roll boogie woogie bass line to it. It sounds like this. It's got that lovely chromatic sound to it, and it uses the one finger per fret technique. So let me take you through it. We start off with 2 E's, then we go to the G sharp, back to the E, then we go to the A, back to the E, and then we have this lovely chromatic note here, A sharp to the B, like so. That beautiful bouncing off the E note, the root note there. So what I want to do to finish off this lesson is superimpose this across the whole of the chord sequence so you can see where these ideas can go. Guys, that's the end of today's lesson. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you download the free PDF so you can see all of the bass lines that we covered today written out in standard notation and tab. Also, if you love the contents of this lesson and want more lessons just like this one, totally real world stuff that you can apply to your bass playing, whether you're just starting off jamming at home or wanting to get out there and play with a real live band and experience playing the bass in the real world, make sure you jump over to eBassGuitar and check out the Bass Lab Plus, my private members training program. There's the link in the description where you can check it out free for 14 days. Cheers, I've been James from eBassGuitar.com. I'll catch you soon.